Right. So about vacations, what was it?
We didn't even have a vacation. Every day was a vacation.
Every day was a vacation. Just had to make the most of it, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
You worked every day you could.
Hmm. So, what about some of the jobs that Grandpa had?
Well, he worked on a farm most of the time, and sometimes he worked out and helped Grandpa cut timber. And he'd leave home in the morning. Now this is after we was married for a while.
Right.
And it'd be cold up there in North Arkansas. It'd be so cold your clothes would freeze on you when you get wet.
Mm-hmm.
And his clothes would be frozen on him. He rode the back of a truck to work. Come back, same thing again at night.
Wow.
And
My clothes would be froze.
they'd be froze on
You
you.
just pick 'em up.
Solid? Like
They'd
you
be,
sit there.
they'd be
Yeah,
wet.
you pick 'em, it's just
they'd
like
be wet.
picking orange.
And
You could take your shirt off and hit somebody
Yeah.
with it, huh?
Yeah,
Wow.
all your clothes would be froze. I seen him like that lots of times.
Mm-hmm.
I carry slabs
That's
that
why you
sawmill
stay sick all
wet,
the time,
and I get wet, hold them slabs up again, and I get wet, and I get on the truck when I start home, my clothes freeze.
That's right.
And I go
That's
home at
crazy.
night, my clothes be frozen on me, boy.
That is crazy.
Yeah, we had to work though. You had to work.
Yeah, that's for sure. You can't just
You can't sit around and not do nothing when you have
Right.
to work.
definitely.
But that's the kind of work you're doing. And
Mhm.
when it wasn't farming time, see, you had to work timber like that a lot.
Okay.
And
So just kind of working jobs in between
Mhm.
farming. Mm-hmm.
just work kind of according to the weather and according to the climate, and everything.
Right.
Up home there, that wasn't anything else to do. That's all there was to do up there.
Mm-hmm.
It's just timber work and farm work. Of course, in wintertime you can't work on farm.
No.
Of course, they grow cotton and soybeans, and you just grow them until a certain time of year. And then after he did get to work, on up the years after he went to work for G. Tiffy up there, he worked day and night too, just about out there on the farm.
Mm-hmm.
So we didn't have much time for vacation.
It doesn't sound like it. Not
I
at
didn't know
all.
what vacation was.
No.
Yeah.
I'll never forget when we come down here first time though. I thought we was going on vacation
Why's that?
because we was going to be off for a few days. We come down here to see Aunt Jessie and them.
Really?
That's how come us down here.
I run across some old boys I raised up with up there. I knew them, and they was farming down here, and I didn't know it.
Right.
Got down here, and
Jessie and already lived down here then.
he got me called me. My brother-in-law called him. He found out I was down here, and he called them. They wanted me to come over, and I come over, and they showed me their farm. They had
Mhm.
they farmed 20,
They lived over at Foreman.
let me see, about 2,500 acres, I believe it was what this farming.
Wow, that's a lot.
They had 5 of them big 50-20 John Deeres, and I went to work for them. He kept on the time, he was trying to get me to come down here, and I went back home. He called me every night that week.
Try to
I
get
don't
you
know
up
if I
here.
was coming. He finally told me he'd pay me. How much was it?
Huh?
How much was he pay me? Yeah, pay me $200 a week a month, wasn't it? $100 a week.
$100 a week, I believe, for
Yeah. Buy furnish me a house,
He was
live in,
making
furnish
about-
me a truck drive.
50 or 60, something like that up there,
Yeah.
I told him
So we got a house to live in and a truck furnished to drive.
So
I was
that was the
working.
reason you moved down here, huh?
I was working for $35 a week.
$35 a week.
Yeah, straight time.
Wow.
Yeah, that's all he was getting.
Yeah.
He didn't get nothing up there.
Wow.
Mm.
That come down here.
Overall told me to give me $100 a week and furnish me a truck to drive and furnish the gas and everything. So I told him, all right. He wanted to know, said, you want me to fly down there and get you? And I said, no, I'll drive my car down there.
So we drove down here to Jesse Darley's. And they took the truck, went back up there and helped us load the stuff. And we moved down here then. Got down here, it was on Labor Day weekend.
Labor Day weekend.
We got back down here on Labor Day weekend. And couldn't get nothing hooked up that day. We had the deep freezer and back the car and back the truck.
Mhm.
We hooked the old house. We left it hooked up some way to the truck, so our stuff wouldn't thaw out.
Right.
And so we went from there on. So In a little while, he went out of business. That guy did. They went bankrupt or something.
Bankrupt.
I
I
guess
went to
we
work for-
bankrupt them.
That's what it was, huh?
I went to work for the other, but for the boy's brother. Worked some that summer. Worked, helping that all crop, and I went to work for the National Paper Company.
Mhm.
That's the best time I ever
That's the
done.
best movie made.
Best movie made, right down here.
Yeah,
That
Went to work.
foreman.
yeah, I was getting.
Yeah, if we stayed up here, we never would have had anything.
Really?
Because $35 a week is most you ever got up there. To work all week.
I work all week for $35.
That's horrible.
That's straight time. I got that when I worked in auto.
Mhm.
Yeah, but then if you worked all the time, you still got
But I usually find something to do.
Wow. So the salary is what it was.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why you moved down here.
Let's see. Then after
So right there old combine, it cold, boy, I'm telling you.
Oh really?
Cut right beans.
oh God, I can't even think. I can't think about that.
Yeah.
Of course, I picked cotton up there like that too.
We drug sack when you.
Water, it floated in water.
Really?
Sure did. Pick cotton, pull bowls.
Whoa.
You had to do whatever you had to do.
Yeah. Definitely needed to make it. Just to make it, huh?
You know, we hadn't been through much hard time, but we've been through some pretty rough times.
Right. Now, what'd you take from those times though? Those hard times. What'd you learn from them?
I learned a lot.
Mhm.
I've learned that there's better things in the world.
Yeah.
Yep. There's better things and better places to go. Of course, I don't know if I ever have opportunity to do it or not, but
Mhm.
there's lots of things I'd like to done over, you know.
Well, like what?
You know, maybe getting out before we did, hunting for something.
Right.
Of course, you know, we didn't have a chance to get out.
Yeah.
He was working all the time. See, whenever your mama was born, when Tracy was born,
Mhm.
when she was born in April, I had to pick cotton, chop cotton, that summer after she was born, till Labor Day weekend. Just before Labor Day, we come down here,
Mhm.
and whether you was able to do it or not, you had to do it to make a living.
Right.
You had to do things you didn't want to do. There's lots of things you had to do because you couldn't make a living if you didn't. And I regret some of it that we had to, because, you know, I don't feel like we had too good a life and kids didn't have a good life like that.
I don't know. I think Mom and everybody turned out really well.
Yeah, I think they did too. They all got at least a 12th grade education. All the kids did.
Mhm.
And I think that's doing real good
All
for them.
finished school.
They're pretty lucky in a way.
I believe so too. I really do. Especially I had parents like you too. You took good care of them.
And whenever I
That's
had to
real
work all the time, my grandma Wilson used to take care of them. She stayed with me and took care of the kids.
Mhm.
She kept all my kids except for Tracy. I don't think she ever kept her done like that because she wasn't here, you know.
Right.
She died before that. But she come over in wintertime, fall, when I'd be chopping cotton, or in the summer I'd chop cotton and chop soybeans. And then time to get through that, it'd be time to go into picking cotton.
Mhm.
And she kept kids for me all the time. That didn't cost me much, seeing her keep my kids. What I did had been for her. I'll always remember that, and I'll always be grateful to her.
Made a really big mark on your life, huh?
Yep.
Yeah.
She did good for me though, because she helped me a lot.
Yeah. So what would you say was the most important thing in your life that has happened to you?
That what?
Like the most important thing in your life, like the most important thing that's happened to you, or
Just getting my kids raised, I guess, and seeing them all healthy.
Yeah.
Without what little trouble Eddie had with that, you know, whatever problem he's got now. Not way bad now, but his sinus and stuff like that,
Mhm.
I don't guess any kids ever been in real bad shape.
Right.
But we've all been pretty lucky in a way.
I think so. I think so.
I
I think
work
they all
on
appreciate
farm
it.
to get the farm all in, and I'd go to down on the rice farm and work down there,
Mm-hmm.
trash rice and stuff.
Then go back to the farm then.
Beans gets ready to trash, and I come back home trash beans.
He worked all the time.
Yeah. Hardworking guy, huh? And you see that in your kids too. It's kind of something you pass down. Mom and Eddie and everybody else just wanting to work real hard.
I'd work on a farm till farm time workers over, and I'd go down and work on the rice farm, cut rice.
Wow.
You cut rice in ice water. Drive out
crazy.
there in that
You
water.
wouldn't believe some of the things you had to do on a farm like that.
Really?
Rice grows in water,
Mhm.
I've cut rice water, knee deep.
Wow.
You wouldn't think about going out there pulling bowls and water stuff either, and your hands would freeze.
Yeah, I pull a bowl and a sack will float behind it.
Yeah, your hands would freeze.
In the water.
Crazy.
You'd have on gloves, but
Yeah.
they had to get the bowls out of there. See, back then they didn't have machines doing all. Now they got machines to do
Right.
that.
Right. It's a whole lot harder back then.
And we did it by hand.
Mm-hmm.
And here we're not done yet.
Yeah.
You're not done yet.
You wanna?
It was, you had to do it to make a living. Everything you had to do.
Wherever were you talking?
Oh,
We just hold it up so we can all kind of get there. Sorry. Go ahead.
trying to think of some of the things that I know I've forgotten a lot of things, but
Well, you're doing good. Like I'll probably stop it at 30 minutes. So if we want to do another 8 more minutes, and just tell me just anything you want to kind of.
you just pick out what you want
I
to.
mean, what's something you'd like to share with people my age? Like, what would you tell people that are in college or?
I think you're kind of lucky getting jobs like you get now,
Really?
because you get to work in grocery stores, stay in places like that.
Mm-hmm.
I know it gets tiresome on you, but you're lucky in a way
Really?
because you don't have to get out there and work like we had to. You didn't have to get out in cold, bad weather like that. Until you do that, you don't know what work is.
Right. Now, what would you say to people my age about families and their parents and how they should treat other people?
Treat them with respect. Just as the old saying, do unto others as you have them do unto you. That's the best thing you can do, I think.
That's good.
If you don't want nobody to mistreat you, don't mistreat nobody else.
Right.
And whenever you're supposed to go out and do work, and not play. Because there's lots of people right now, young kids especially, that won't give you a good day's work. I mean, they get out and start cutting up and playing. And they don't think nothing about it
That's true.
because they've never had been made do it.
That's true.
It's just,
Very true.
I just think y'all are pretty lucky.
I believe we are. I know that. It's,
Yeah.
A lot of people from other countries and stuff like that. And I just really.
Yeah, you see other people.
I never had an inside job.
Never had an inside job.
Mm.
No way.
I did one time. I worked at
Worked always
a Ben
outside.
Franklin store.
Wow.
When I worked for a company, rain or shine, boy, we worked.
Wow.
Had slicker suits we wore all the time when it was raining.
Well, that's where both of us. I mean, we both had to work out in the weather all the time. And at one time, we lived in Walnut Ridge up there, right there in town now, in Walnut Ridge.
In town, huh?
They had a Ben Franklin store up there, and I got a job in the store. Worked in there for I don't know how long it was. I don't remember, but we moved back down country on a farm as usual.
Mm-hmm.
That's all he could get to do.
Wow.
And that's the only kind of work that people like us had. The other people, the big shot people, we call them,
Right.
got the town jobs. Got all the jobs in town. They didn't. People in the country didn't have a chance.
And sit inside and all that good stuff.
It was, unless you live through it, you just don't know.
Right. Just don't understand.
Huh?
what people my age just don't understand, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you just don't understand it unless you live through it. You know, you'd be surprised how many jobs there was out there that people like us couldn't get one. If they'd save for the big shot people, the ones whether they had education or not, if they're a certain group, you know, they could get it.
Right.
It's almost that way now.
Yeah, that's true. A lot of people just kind of give you whatever, you know. And then, especially if they know your family, they'll give you a better position or something like that. Very biased.
Yeah.
People employ other people today.
Whether they know anything about it or not, they know the family or something. That's it.
Yeah,
You got it made.
That's true.
So my advice to you, just hang on to what you got.
That's good.
Because you're lucky you just got one more year in college now. And you got it made then.
I think so. I think it's going to be pretty easy for me as far as getting a job and all that good stuff.
Yep.
If I hadn't went to work for an international paper company, I never would have had anything, I don't guess.
Yeah.
That's been the best years of our life, though.
Working at the...
After he went to work for international paper. We come down here, see, and went out of business down here on the farm, and went to work for them. And that's the best. That's when we got our start in life right there. We didn't have nothing. We didn't have a penny to our name. Bought that place down at Foreman. We bought that, and we didn't have nothing till we bought that place. We went to work for international paper. From there on up, we went up. You know,
Right.
we started getting a head start.
That's where you started climbing the stairs, huh?
And he wasn't making all that much, but it was steady, and he wasn't working hard.
Right.
You know. And then I got on at that school, you know.
Yeah, you started working as a Head Start teacher. So you taught me.
And yeah, after I went to work there for 25 years, I guess.
Wow.
Yeah, 25, wasn't it? Head Start.
Huh?
Head Start, 25 years, wasn't it?
Yeah.
And I could still do it if I'd been able to get around like that.
Right.
But I think that's what's wrong with my health a lot, where we had to work up on farm. And you get out there and freeze. I've drug an old tractor and stuff all over the field up there.
Wow.
I drove a tractor then.
Really?
I can't drive one now.
Yeah.
Yeah, Gene didn't have the old tractor. And they pulled out a shed for me and put me a trailer behind it. I'd take that to the field. Or if I didn't have time to take it, George would take it to the field for me before they left. And I got there and pick cotton and pull bowls all day by myself. Drag them sacks up in the trailer by myself and everything. That's the reason I'm in bad shape like I am now, too.
A lot of hard work.
I've drug the cotton them sacks, so I have 100 pounds of cotton bowls in there. And that don't sound right, but it does. It's right.
Yeah.
It's the truth if I ever told it.
That is a lot for a young lady to work.
It's been awful. I'm telling you, you just don't realize it.
Yeah.
You don't know how lucky you are and never have to do anything like that.
True. That is very true.